2015 may not seem that far away, but in reality, it's been 10 years. Yes, we're getting older, and it was a legendary year for gaming. Iconic games were released, changing the industry and creating stories that are still fondly remembered. Looking at the current landscape, many of these games continue to stand strong or even surpass what's produced today, proving that innovation and timeless quality can be achieved regardless of technology. In this video, we'll revisit some of these classics that, 10 years later, still leave their mark on the gaming world. If you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel, where I bring you daily content, so you don't miss any details from the gaming universe. And if you can subscribe to help me grow, I'd be very happy. From one gamer to another. Even after a decade, Fallout 4 remains one of the most immersive open worlds ever created. In a devastated future, every ruin hides stories, choices, and challenges that shape your journey. Exploration is rewarding, with secrets, abandoned shelters, and unexpected encounters around every corner. Factions fight for control, and alliances can completely change the course of the story. The game doesn't guide you, but lets each discovery happen naturally. Combat is intense and brutal, requiring strategy to handle mutants, raiders, and war machines. The freedom is total, allowing you to adapt weapons, equipment, and skills to different playstyles. The settlement building system transforms scrap into homes, adding a layer of construction to the world. Missions range from epic confrontations to touching stories hidden in journals and holotapes. Everything fits together organically, without losing pace or becoming tedious. The world is alive, with radioactive storms, creatures roaming the ruins, and survivors trying to rebuild civilization. Memorable characters make every encounter unforgettable, with dialogues that impact how you're perceived. Small details tell stories on their own, from skeletons in curious positions to notes left behind. Even after years, exploring this universe still brings unexpected surprises. Each new place visited may hold either a deadly danger or a story lost in time. In second place, we have a game that turned exploration and survival into an epic adventure. Rise of the Tomb Raider takes you to frozen landscapes and forgotten ruins in search of a legendary artifact. A secret organization will stop at nothing to find it first, making the journey even more dangerous. Among treacherous tombs, ancient mysteries, and hidden forces, each discovery reveals a new secret. The path is filled with challenges, where history and danger walk side by side. The gameplay balances combat, exploration, and puzzles, encouraging different approaches. The open world is full of secrets, with hidden caves, underground passages, and tombs to uncover. The dynamic weather affects survival, forcing you to hunt, gather resources, and craft equipment. Tools can be upgraded to create new combat and mobility strategies. Each region presents unique obstacles, making adaptation essential to keep moving forward. The environments impress with their attention to detail, from buried temples to snow-covered mountains. The narrative unfolds organically, connecting mythology, science, and global conspiracies. Direct confrontations are brutal, but acting stealthily and striking at the right moment can be more efficient. Enemies patrol hostile areas, requiring intelligence and planning to avoid ambushes. Between forgotten truths and unknown dangers, the past can be as lethal as the present. In third place, we have a game that took action and immersion to a new level. Batman Arkham Knight puts you in a city overrun by chaos, where criminals dominate the streets. The threat is greater than ever, requiring advanced tactics to restore order. Each district hides ambushes, secrets, and challenges that push your skills to the limit. The feeling of patrolling Gotham, gliding between buildings, and hunting down enemies has never been so intense. The gameplay combines fluid combat, strategic stealth, and seamless vertical exploration. The Batmobile is a powerful addition, enabling high-speed chases and battles against armored vehicles. Enemies adapt, creating dynamic encounters that require quick reactions and planning. Classic gadgets return, now with new functions that expand the possibilities for approaching challenges. Each encounter can be resolved in different ways, keeping the gameplay engaging throughout. The world is dense and full of details, bringing a vibrant and eerily alive Gotham. Rain and neon reflect on the streets, while radios broadcast conversations among criminals and clues about missions. The city changes as the story progresses, making the experience even more immersive. Iconic villains leave a strong presence, each with their own plan to take control. In a setting ruled by fear, every choice shapes the fate of the night. In fourth place, we have a game that reinvented survival in an urban apocalypse. Dying Light places you in a city overrun by infected, where every street is a deadly challenge. The gameplay combines fluid parkour with brutal combat and total improvisation. Climbing buildings, jumping between rooftops, and creating shortcuts become essential for escaping threats. Weapons are made from scrap, allowing you to modify machetes, hammers, and clubs with electricity or fire. The world is rich in detail, with ruined buildings, claustrophobic sewers, and abandoned markets. The day-night cycle completely alters the game, making every exploration a tense decision. The game was a true success and is still fondly remembered to this day. Now it's time for a game that stirs emotions like few others can. Life is Strange follows the life of a student who discovers she has the power to rewind time. But changing the past brings unpredictable consequences, and small decisions can alter the fate of everyone around her. As mysteries are revealed, the town where she lives becomes the stage for dark secrets and unexpected events. Friendships and moments of doubt create intense drama, where every choice matters. The time rewinding mechanic allows you to test different paths, but there's no guarantee of a perfect ending. Some decisions seem simple at the moment, but become heavy to carry as the story progresses. The feeling of guilt and uncertainty follows the player, making every conversation important. The characters are written with depth, reacting realistically to the actions taken. The more the protagonist tries to fix things, the more she finds herself trapped in a cycle of moral dilemmas. The world is full of details that enhance immersion, from personal diaries to optional conversations that reveal hidden stories. The melancholic atmosphere, reinforced by an engaging soundtrack, makes simple moments incredibly memorable. The game doesn't just tell a story, it makes you live it and feel the weight of every choice. The town holds deep secrets, and uncovering the truth means facing the pains of the past. In sixth place, we have one of the best games ever made based on a movie. Mad Max perfectly recreates a brutal post-apocalyptic world, where only the strongest survive. Endless roads cut through a hostile desert, filled with raiders and improvised fortresses. Each location feels like it's been pulled straight from the screen, with rusted ruins and devastating sandstorms. The sense of desolation and chaos is present in every detail, making immersion absolute. The gameplay revolves around intense combat and explosive high-speed chases. The car is your main weapon, customizable with armor, weapons, and more powerful engines. Vehicular battles are brutal, requiring strategy to destroy enemies and survive ambushes. Outside the vehicle, hand-to-hand combat follows the Batman style, with counterattacks and heavy blows. It doesn't bring anything revolutionary, but it's satisfying, brutal, and perfect for the chaotic setting. The fights on the asphalt are as intense as any hand-to-hand combat, requiring full control of the vehicle. The arsenal includes harpoons to rip doors and drivers off, explosive spears to take out enemies from a distance, and spinning blades to annihilate pursuers. The confrontations range from frenetic chases to ambushes in the desert, making each battle unique. Modifications allow you to create everything from a war tank on wheels to a light, fast car for quick escapes. In 7th place, we have a game that turns destruction into a true spectacle. Just Cause 3 places you on a massive archipelago controlled by an oppressive regime. The mission is simple: overthrow the government with explosions, acrobatics, and creativity in chaos. There are no rules for how to do this, just tools to cause as much destruction as possible. Military bases, propaganda towers, and entire refineries can be reduced to ashes with the most absurd strategies. Movement is one of the game's highlights, allowing you to traverse the map in insane ways. The grapple can be used to launch yourself at high speed, pull enemies, or even connect objects to create creative destruction. The parachute and wingsuit ensure total freedom, making it possible to cross cities without touching the ground. Escaping chases becomes a spectacle in itself, mixing explosions and cinematic jumps. Every action encourages the player to test the limits of chaos. Combat follows the same philosophy, delivering an arsenal that turns every confrontation into an action movie scene. Rockets, remote explosives, and even experimental weapons are part of the package, guaranteeing total variety. Vehicles range from supersonic jets to war tanks, offering entirely different approaches. The world is your playground, and the fun lies in experimenting with new ways of destruction. Nothing here is subtle, and the only rule is to leave everything in flames. In 8th place, we have a game that turns terror and choices into an intense cinematic experience. Until Dawn places a group of friends in an isolated cabin, where something sinister is watching them. Every decision influences who lives or dies. Small details, from a response in dialogue to the choice of a path, can have fatal consequences. The fear comes not just from jump scares, but from the uncertainty that any mistake could be the last. The gameplay mixes exploration, decision-making, and quick-time events that test reflexes. The butterfly effect system ensures that each playthrough is different, encouraging replays to see new outcomes. Nothing is predictable, as even seemingly harmless actions can change everything. Each character has their own personality, and their relationships also affect the unfolding of events. Each character's fate is always hanging by a thread, and hesitation can be fatal. In 9th place, we have a game that brought more dynamic combat and epic battles. Halo 5 puts 2 squads on an intergalactic hunt, exploring unknown planets. The campaign alternates between massive conflicts and cinematic sequences that expand the universe. Each mission brings varied challenges, from frenetic gunfights to chases and battles against colossal enemies. The story introduces a new threat, but not all characters receive the attention they deserve. The combat is faster and more strategic, with fluid movement and new abilities. Lateral boosts and climbing increase the possibilities in firefights and exploration. Classic weapons return alongside new experimental armaments, offering varied playstyles. Enemies are smarter and require tactical use of the environment to be defeated. Each confrontation keeps the action intense, forcing you to constantly adapt strategies. The missions balance action, exploration, and moments of cooperation with AI-controlled allies. Simple commands allow you to organize attacks and position teammates efficiently. The campaign encourages varied approaches, making each advancement unique and dynamic. Alien environments hide secrets and visual details that deepen the game's mythology. Even with flaws in the narrative, the combat and frenetic pace ensure an exciting experience. Now, let's talk about a game that dives into psychological horror and explores a dark underwater world. In Soma, you wake up in an isolated research station at the bottom of the ocean, surrounded by strange machines and a sinister presence. The narrative challenges your notions of identity and what it means to be alive as you try to unravel the mysteries of a hostile environment. The game blends science, philosophy, and horror in a unique way, where every discovery can be more disturbing than the last. The gameplay revolves around exploration and puzzle solving, with constant tension. The atmosphere is dense and claustrophobic, and interactions with the machines raise questions about the nature of existence. You must deal with dangers stealthily, avoiding monsters that lurk in the station, while trying to understand what happened to the station's crew. The terror lies both in the unknown and in the very environment you find yourself in. The story is driven by an engaging narrative full of twists, with a plot that delves into philosophical questions. The eerily beautiful visuals of the underwater station create a disturbing contrast between the gleam of the machines and the darkness of the depths. Each step reveals more about the station's fate, making the player feel increasingly trapped in a nightmare of their own choices. It's a game that, beyond challenging you, also makes you deeply reflect on life and death. In 11th place, we have a game that blends mystery and intense emotions in a post-apocalyptic setting. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture takes place in a small British town where, mysteriously, all the inhabitants have disappeared. The story is told through fragments of the past that are slowly revealed, with the player exploring the environment to understand what happened. Throughout the journey, you connect clues and uncover secrets about the event that forever changed the lives of the townspeople. The narrative is a deep reflection on the characters and their experiences before the Great Disappearance. Each interaction with the world reveals a piece of the story, while the player tries to piece together the puzzle. The absence of direct action allows the story to be driven by the environment and the echoes of the past, creating a fully immersive experience. The plot not only questions what happened, but also explores themes of loss, hope, and the impact of choices. The ending of the story brings revelations that change the perception of everything experienced during the game. The mystery behind the disappearance is slowly unraveled, as the player discovers truths about the nature of the event. Every step taken in the town feels more significant as the plot progresses, leading to an emotionally charged conclusion. The game stands out for its unique approach, leaving you reflecting on the nature of existence and what it means to say goodbye. In 12th place, we have a game that blends action and epic battles in an open world full of dangerous enemies. Yakuza 5 places you at the center of a crime and revenge plot, where 5 protagonists, each with their own story, find themselves involved in a conflict that could change everything. The narrative is intense and full of twists as the player explores the city streets, faces gangs, and deals with deep personal issues. The richness of detail makes the game not only a fight for survival, but also an emotional journey. Each character has their own skills and fighting style, which brings variety to combat. The vibrant streets and urban environments serve as the stage for dynamic and thrilling battles, as the protagonists face personal and professional challenges. The game blends action, drama, and moments of reflection, with characters who evolve as the story unfolds. While exploring the world, the player can also engage in mini-games and activities, further enhancing immersion. The plot is filled with tension, with the characters' destinies constantly threatened by relentless forces. The interactions between them reveal the complexities of their lives and motivations, creating an emotional connection with the player. Each mission brings a new challenge, and the choices made along the way affect the course of the story. With its detailed world and memorable characters, the game offers a rich and multifaceted gameplay experience. In 13th place, we have a game that combines RPG elements with strategic combat and an engaging story. In Dragon Quest Heroes, you play as a hero who must face hordes of monsters in a world filled with magic and epic battles. The plot revolves around fighting a threat that spreads chaos across several regions, forcing the characters to unite to restore peace. The story is driven by twists that keep the player interested, while the combat unfolds with intensity and dynamism. The battle system mixes hack and slash with strategic elements, allowing the player to control different heroes, each with unique abilities. When facing hordes of enemies, you can take advantage of special attacks and combos to dominate the battlefield. The diversity of heroes and their different skills gives combat a sense of freshness, as you choose the best strategy for each situation. Each battle brings new challenges and rewards, keeping the player more and more engaged. The world is colorful and vibrant, with settings that range from peaceful villages to intense battlefields. The music and character design are striking, contributing to the immersion in the game's universe. As the story progresses, the player learns more about the heroes and their motivations, forming a connection with the team. Boss battles and interactions between characters make every moment meaningful, making the game shine with its combat options and engaging narrative. In 14th place, we have a game that blends intense action with a deep and captivating narrative. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD takes us to a world devastated by war, where a group of young warriors fights to protect their kingdom. The story follows the protagonists as they face an aggressive empire in a struggle for survival and justice. The complexity of the plot is revealed through the interactions between characters and the moral challenges they face as the global conflict intensifies. The gameplay is dynamic, with a real-time combat system that allows players to control multiple characters simultaneously. Each hero has unique abilities, which brings diversity to the battles and strategies. The quick switch between team members adds a layer of depth to combat, making each confrontation different from the last. The battles require reflection and action, challenging the player to adapt to the fast-paced changes on the battlefield. The world is immersive and full of detail, from destroyed cities to ravaged battlefields. The music and character design help create a unique atmosphere, full of emotion and tension. The story and mission pace keep the player constantly engaged, while the unfolding events lead to unexpected twists. Every decision made by the characters has weight, and the consequences of their actions reverberate throughout the game, making the ending a reflection on sacrifice and hope. Now, let's talk about a game that combines exploration, puzzle solving, and a strong sense of urgency. Majora's Mask 3D places us in a world where time is crucial. With the 72-hour cycle that repeats, the game creates a unique atmosphere, where every action needs to be planned and the consequences of your choices can be felt immediately. The goal is to prevent the moon from destroying the world, but the pressure of time makes the mission even more challenging. The gameplay revolves around this temporal mechanic, where each repetition offers new possibilities for exploration and interaction with the world. Transformations into different forms add a layer of strategy, with unique abilities that are needed to solve certain problems. Engagement with the world inhabitants is key, as their stories and actions help uncover the mysteries. Every decision must be made carefully, as time waits for no one. The environments are detailed and full of contrasts, from peaceful areas to moments of great tension. The soundtrack perfectly captures the mood of the game, with music that intensifies both the weight of decisions and the melancholy of the plot. The narrative, which blends fantasy with dark elements, challenges the player's perception of destiny and the impact of choices, making each playthrough a reflection on how time shapes the future and exciting battles. Xenoblade Chronicles X offers an intergalactic journey on an alien planet, where you must explore, survive, and fight to rebuild humanity. The story revolves around the fight for survival as you and other settlers try to understand the mysteries of a new planet, facing giant creatures and an even greater threat. The plot blends science fiction and action, while the player tries to uncover the secrets surrounding the planet and their own existence. The gameplay is built around the exploration of an impressive open world, full of vast landscapes and diverse environments. The battles are dynamic and require strategic use of abilities and resources. The combat system combines real-time attacks with tactical planning, making each encounter unique and challenging. Character customization and the combination of different equipment and skills allow the player to create their own combat style. The planet is teeming with life, with exotic flora and fauna, along with different biomes that offer new challenges. The game's aesthetic is stunning, with graphics that highlight the vastness of the world and the diversity of its ecosystem. The story goes beyond simple survival, touching on themes of identity, sacrifice, and the fate of humanity. Each mission and discovery in the world contributes to a plot that expands in unexpected ways, keeping you immersed in its vast universe. In 17th place, we have a game that blends chaos and humor in a setting of unrestricted destruction. Saints Row, Gat Out of Hell places you in an unconventional adventure, where hell becomes the playground for a mission to rescue a friend's soul. With its irreverent style and a story that satirizes everything around you, you'll explore a hell filled with eccentric characters and absurd situations. The gameplay focuses on action and freedom, allowing you to create chaos in a fun and exaggerated way. The action is intense, and you have at your disposal a unique arsenal of weapons and superpowers, allowing you to experiment with different approaches to battles. The infernal environments are vast, offering a variety of missions and activities ranging from pure destruction to more unusual challenges. The sense of freedom is one of the game's greatest strengths, as you can explore the settings and deal with situations creatively. Humor is a constant, bringing lightness to the frantic action. The narrative is full of twists, with funny dialogues and a plot that never takes anything seriously. Each mission brings a new opportunity to cause destruction in absurd ways, while the story progresses at a fast pace. The environments are chaotic and colorful, with hell portrayed in an exaggerated but fun way. The gameplay and the story combine to create a fun and unique experience, where you never know what to expect next. Next, we have a game that mixes cooperative action with creative and fun challenges. Triforce Heroes places you on a journey to save the kingdom, where 3 heroes must unite to overcome obstacles and enemies. The game allows you to play solo, controlling all 3 heroes at once, or team up with other players for a cooperative experience. The premise focuses on cooperation, requiring you to solve puzzles and face battles while exploring colorful settings. The gameplay is based on teamwork, with each hero having unique abilities. If you play alone, you switch between heroes, using their abilities strategically. When cooperating, interaction with other players is essential, with each player playing a role in solving problems in combat. The variety of costumes and items allows you to customize the heroes according to the needs of each mission. The visuals are charming, with environments ranging from lush forests to majestic castles, all in a vibrant style. The cheerful music complements the lighthearted and fun mood throughout the journey. While the story is simple, the true enjoyment comes from the interaction between players and cooperation. Each mission presents a new challenge, where unity becomes essential to progress. And tell me, which of these games have you had the chance to play, and what did you think of them? Also, feel free to comment on any older game you consider legendary. If you can, please subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never be unsure about what to play again. I'm leaving 2 videos in the card. One I selected for you and the other YouTube picked. Just click on either one to watch. A big hug, enjoy the game, and see you tomorrow.